I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. You can't see it from here. It is Thursday, the 23rd day of July, 2026. I'm Dan Kuntz, driving the bus for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on a smoky day. The air quality most of the overnight hours was good, even dipped below the moderate, and then whoa, we shot right up between about 3 to about 4:30. It's not real good right now, 175 in the Wenatchee Valley. We got red flag warning, fire weather watch, heat advisory is still on. It was hot yesterday, 100 degrees in Wenatchee. Close to that today, close to that Friday. We cool down big time Friday night. The exchange is going to be this. We're going to have much cooler temperatures, but we're going to have some wind. So red flag warning is on right now. It goes all the way till 2 tomorrow morning. They may extend that. We have so much to talk about today. I was hoping to kind of just glide my way through this Thursday. Not going to be the case. A lot of weather to talk about, a lot of news to talk about. The Mariners continue 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They're just stuck in this mediocrity, and they have been all year long. Cincinnati beat them. Highlights of that, if you will. But the Apple Sox just keep right on winning. It's become a habit with them, a habit we like, I might add. Not too late to get pretty good seats, not great seats, but pretty good seats for Jake Owen tonight at the Town Toyota Center. This is a pretty big concert for these guys. And of course, our local owned Owen Barnhart will be opening for Jake Owen, Owen and his guitar. And if you missed the interview I did with Owen that we aired yesterday, first of all, what the heck's the matter with you? But you have a second chance. We'll show it to you again this afternoon. We have a lot to get to. We have 5 pounds worth of program in a 4-pound bag to put it in. So let's go. Let's take a look at those dirty skies right now. There is the Wenatchee Valley. When I got up this morning at 2:30, first thing I did, I went out on my front porch and I looked up to the cross at the tip of Wenatchee Heights where that camera is, and you can see the cross clear as bell. Usually, you know, when it's smoky, the cross looks kind of an orange, yellowish, kind of a haze kind of look. And I thought, hey, cool, we don't have any air quality problems. And we didn't at 2:45. We do now. There's the jump-off ridge camera. Somewhere down there is the Wenatchee Valley. Yeah, it just really took off, and could be another reason for that. Yes, there are the area fires that are out and about. There's a little giant fire at Lake Wenatchee, which isn't really that big. And of course, the Kaiser fire continues to burn, and the Maudrite fire continues to burn. But now we have a new fire down near Beverly. So, and again, the lid is on. There's no real wind in the upper atmosphere where the smoke is going. That is the Arundel Rock camera. You can't even see Turtle Rock right now. Aniat, which is just to the right of that camera shot, is at 414. About an hour ago was at 501, and 501 is as high as it gets. It doesn't get any higher than that. Right now, Aniat, the air is simply unfit to breathe. 414 in Aniat. That's why we thought we'd show you that. That's just bad, and that is even worse. You want to guess what camera that is? Yeah, that's Billy Goat. Although it's really not that bad. In the 2 locations that we have right now, there's 3 of them on the AQI scale on the map here for the Department of Ecology. Brewster's at 88, Tonasco's at 94, and Omak is at 113. Chelan, you're at 164. Again, Aniat's at 414. 175 here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it's not too bad out in the Columbia Basin. We'll walk you through some visual elements here in just a little bit, but that's actually the Billy Goat camera looking down over, well, stuff you can't see. But you know this show, you know what we would normally see if we were able to 86 the smoke. We got lots of stuff to. First of all, here's your red flag warning for the pink area, and that's us. It's on right now. And it will go until 2 tomorrow morning. You know the recipe for a red flag warning. 3 things need to happen: warm temperatures, low relative humidity, and windy conditions at the surface. And that is going to be the case because things are going to get a little breezy tonight. Tonight's really going to be something that we're going to keep an eye on. Fires could really get going. Fire weather watch? Yeah, afraid so. That starts tomorrow morning and goes until 11 o'clock Saturday for that geographical area that you see to the right of your screen. Again, that red flag warning, they may extend it. So that's the fire weather watch from 11 a.m. tomorrow until 11 a.m. Saturday, and then they expand the fire weather watch starting at 11 o'clock Saturday morning until 9 o'clock Saturday night for that area. The reason I don't think we'll have a red flag warning over the weekend is it's going to be a lot cooler. A lot cooler. There's an offshore low that is slowly approaching our area, and by Friday into Saturday, that's going to dig right into us. It's going to push in some cooler, drier air. So the relative humidity is going to get really bad, but at least the temperatures aren't going to be too bad. It was 100 in Wenatchee yesterday. Moses Lake hit 101. Ephrata hit 102. Omak hit 105. At 3 o'clock this morning, it was 88 degrees in Ephrata. Whew. All right, buckle your seatbelts. Here we go. Could see a thunderstorm. There's just a slight chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, only about 20%. So I didn't even bother to put it up there. But it is going to be cloudy in the morning, sunshine, filtered sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be hazy, smoky, and it's going to be hot again, just about what we hit yesterday. We'll get to 99 for the overnight low tonight. Now tonight, for the overnight low, for the high temperature today, I should say. Now for tonight, the winds will start picking up. Still be a little smoky, but it might begin to clear the skies out. There'll be wind both at the surface and in the upper level of the atmosphere, which should clear out the smoke. 69. So it's going to be fairly sunny, they tell us, on Friday. One last really hot day, and then overnight Friday into Saturday is when this cold front begins to usher in. It'll start getting a little breezy through the Cascade Gaps, and that's us. So we're going to go from 98 on Friday to 89 on Saturday, but it's going to be breezy on Saturday, breezy on Saturday night, not too breezy on Sunday. By the time we get to Sunday, the pressure gradients are going to widen back out again, so we're not expecting any real wind on Sunday, but this is the cooler air we're talking about. 87 is below normal, as is 88. So we have to get through, basically through Saturday night. So the next 72 hours are going to be very critical for those folks out there fighting the fires. And wouldn't you know it, we got a new one too. Broke out last night about 11 a.m. We'll talk about that and everything else that's news related when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Here it doesn't look too bad up Lake Wenatchee way, although they do have the Little Giant fire burning in some pretty heavy timber in the Chihuahua River Basin. Right now it is 72 degrees, going to be hot today, pretty bad air quality. We'll get to all of that in just a little bit, but we have ourselves a new fire. It's called the Railroad Fire. Grant County Fire District number 10 is the lead agency. It's down near Beverly. That's just south of the Wanapum Dam. It was reported at about 11 o'clock last night. Don't know the cause of the fire. 750 acres in size. It's burning in grass. It's burning in sage. Homes are threatened. Crops are threatened. And power lines, because the Grant County PUD has a lot of power lines from the Wanapum Dam that are just running all over that area in the southern part of Grant County. Again, Grant County Fire District number 10 is the lead agency on this one. They're hopping all over this. This is near Beverly, just south of the Wanapum Dam, and that fire is about 8 hours old. All right, up to the Kaiser Fire, which is now in its 8th day. 79,642 acres. Yesterday at this time, it was 68,490 acres, so it's grown by a little over 10,000 acres. That's 124 square miles. They now have some containment. It's 3% contained, which is better than no containment at all. The fire continues to grow to the west towards Omak Lake. In fact, it's up to the shores of Omak Lake. As a matter of fact, they're still making sure nothing happens to Nespelem or some of the structures on the Caldwell Reservation. And they got lucky. There was a fire in 2021, the Whitmore fire, and those dozer lines from that fire, they're rebuilding them so they can strengthen the fire lines there. They'll be hammering it as best they can all day and all night tonight at the Kaiser Fire. And the Modrite Fire, it got bigger too. They don't get smaller, they get bigger, and then they go out. It's in its 7th day. Yesterday it was at 8,760 acres. Today it's at a little over 9,000 acres. So it grew, but not too rapidly. No containment on the Modrite Fire. It continues to grow to the north and the east along the shores of Lake Roosevelt. And the air quality sucks, if I can editorialize. There's your Wenatchee AQI over the last 24 hours. You can look at it. It's at the top. We were at unhealthy for sensitive groups. Then we dropped all the way down to moderate, and then all the way down to good. And then about 3:15 this morning, for whatever reason, zoom, it shot right up into the hazardous level right now. And the AQI thing was just updated. In the Wenatchee Valley, we are at 175. The worst air anywhere is in Aniat, 414 in Aniat on the AQI scale. Twisp is at 172. Omak 113. Brewster 88. Chelan isn't looking too good either. So it looked like we weren't going to have too much air quality problems, but we're right back at it again today with the upcoming wind overnight tonight, especially wind in the upper atmosphere. That may actually get a little better. We hope so. It's been more than 160 days now since Gina Dominguez last saw her son, Eric Luna. He left their Bridgeport home one Friday evening, and he has not been seen since. In fact, nobody, to our knowledge, has seen him since. Our very own Oscar Rodriguez went to Bridgeport. He talked to Dominguez and some of his relatives, all of which want to know what exactly happened to Eric Luna.
The last time that I saw him was around 6 p.m. That's around the time that he left the apartment, when he told my daughter he was leaving. Me, him, and my daughter live downtown, close to the Marina Park, some apartments close to the water. I had worked in Brewster at the school. I got home. Both kids were home. Eric, he had this like maña, like leaving and coming the house. He didn't always tell me where he was, so he sometimes would just leave and come back. I had his location, so I knew where he was at all times. So he had left. He had left with his friends. I think they went to Brewster. They came back. Me and my daughter were there. We were watching TV. I was in the bathroom. So one minute he's in the living room. He tells me he's going to go out. So he's like, oh, I'm going to go to Wenatchee. I'm like, okay. I go to the bathroom. I was there for a few minutes. When I come out, he's not there no more. So my daughter was just sitting facing the TV, and she's like, Eric left. I just know that he was going to Wenatchee. And I knew his location. I had his location, so I was like, well, I'll be okay. Like, I'll be able to check where he's at. I started getting calls like at midnight that something had happened and that Eric possibly was involved, but we weren't 100% sure. And I looked at his location. It was frozen in India. It had been frozen like since 10. So after that, I wasn't able to see it. And I called him, I texted him. Everybody was calling him, was texting him. We didn't know anything. So I came back home and we went out to go look for him.
Yeah, we went to Chelan, Lake Chelan Hospital because we got told that someone had took possibly him to the hospital. But when we got there, we weren't able to receive any information because of HIPAA. Well, I feel like people do know what happened, and there's just his friends or whatever it is, like people that live in the Brewster area know something. They just don't want to share it to any of our family members. But I just feel like someone might have taken him, or he might have got into some trouble, and like people don't want to say what really did happen that night, which we would really appreciate for anybody, you know, that lives in the area to at least share something that they know if they saw him that night, like if he was with someone, like to at least let us know who he was around or what could have happened to him, because at this point we're like, there's so many rumors, we don't know which to believe at this point, like. But yeah, that's part of what I think.
En realidad lo de la protesta que se hizo, pues también lo que queríamos era que si alguien supiera algo, que dónde podría estar, cómo está, que nos hiciera saber que todavía uno ahí lo estamos buscando.
He's a fast learner. He was always one of the first ones in his class to get work done, which usually led him to get him in trouble because he's done, and he, instead of staying in his seat, like he would go and socialize and not let the other kids get their work done. So that was always a problem. He always just got his work done.
If given the opportunity, if he could see this or read it in the paper or wherever on the internet, what would you guys try to say to him?
Please come home. That we don't care what happened. We just want to know that he's okay. And no matter what happened that day, like we still love him, and we're always gonna love him no matter what happened. And the family is gonna be his support. We're gonna support him no matter what. Like, we just want him. We just want to know that he's safe, that he's alive, and we miss him terribly. And no matter what he did, it's okay to come home.
If you're a usual driver along North Wenatchee Avenue in the evening hours, get ready for some traffic issues. Next week, they're going to have some closures and some detours. Our own Nathan Eshelman filed this report.
Nathan Eshelman reporting to you from McKittrick and Wenatchee Avenue. And right here on Wenatchee Avenue, there's going to be a little bit more construction due to this thing right here behind me. The Confluence Parkway project here in Wenatchee is going to cause some delays during nighttime drives. Starting Monday, July 27th, there will be multiple nighttime lane closures on McKittrick Street and Wenatchee Avenue. From 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., a section of left lanes and the center turn lane will be closed between McKittrick Street and Walnut Street. A portion of North Wenatchee Avenue will also be closed, with the left lane between McKittrick Street and Taco Time also being closed. The city of Wenatchee is advising drivers to plan ahead to allow for extra travel time. The reason for the construction on Monday, July 27th through Friday, July 31st is to have a contractor remove the median curb on North Wenatchee Avenue at the McKittrick Street intersection. The Confluence Parkway project is building a new corridor in Wenatchee to meet the growing needs of the Wenatchee Valley, along with their rise in population. Phase 1 of construction began in the spring of 2025, which brought on the construction of the McKittrick Street Underpass and the North Miller Street Overpass. Phase 2 of the project will provide a critical link over the Wenatchee River and connection to US 2. It is expected to reduce traffic delays by diverting about 16,000 vehicles off of SR 285 with anticipated growth in the area. That'll do it from McKittrick and Wenatchee Avenue. Nathan Eshelman, NCW Life.
And Maria Iniguez, no longer the Chief of Staff at Wenatchee Valley College. That's effective immediately. Iniguez had been at the college since 2019, first as the executive assistant to then President Jim Richardson, and then the chief of staff for the school with current President Famous Harrison. The college not disclosing whether her departure is voluntary or whether her departure is related to a series of text messages released via a public records request between Iniguez and two of the trustees of Wenatchee Valley College. That's what's going on here on this Thursday. They're not going to be bored in the bullpen. I'm pretty sure they never are. In any event, they'll be gathering the news, disseminating the news, and then out comes the news. That sound effect is strictly optional. 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30 on YouTube, on Roku, on Amazon Fire Stick, on, well, it's right there on the screen. You have a news tip, you send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. The Mariners continue to stub their toe, and that hurts. Yesterday's game hurt. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for spring and summer of 2026. Book now for your free consultation to lock in your savings of a free heat pump, an $11,000 value. Let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your backyard into a vacation paradise with an industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Give us a call today.
There's something about this time of year. Longer days, open windows, more time spent at home with the people who matter most. For generations, Boswell's Home Furnishings has helped families create spaces that feel warm, welcoming, and lived in. After 100 years serving our beautiful valley, Boswell's commitment remains the same. Quality furnishings, personal service, and gratitude for the community that made it all possible. Boswell's Home Furnishings. It's closer than you think.
Sports here on this Thursday. At one point, the Mariners led 1-0, then they led 3-2, and then Sal Stewart jacked a 3-run home run. He plays for the Reds. That was about it. The Reds beat the Mariners 5-3 yesterday at T-Mobile Park. So here we go again. The Mariners are back to a game below 500 because Cincinnati took 2 of 3.
These two matched up a couple of times in their college days. On a line into right field for a base hit. Naylor hits third base and is on his way home. Chugging to the plate, and he scores standing. Seminoles 1, Gators nothing. The Mariners 10.
And that one is ripped to right field. Canzone watches and a towering, arcing home run. That's the 17th bomb of the year for Blade. It's a tie game at 1.
That was that breaking ball that came back over the plate. And Blade, he's just sitting all over it. Oh, thank you very much.
2-2. To second on the dive, Young. And no play. Stevenson scores. Myers delivers a Reds lead. It's 2-1 Cincinnati.
Well, what a great at bat by Dane Myers.
Big chopper. Wilson charges, gloves down by his laces, throws to first base. Naylor secures it.
That he fouled off down the right field line.
This is a fair ball. Right over the bag. Randy already out from his helmet, and this ball is ruled pinned underneath the padded wall. Man, you don't see that very often. Raley to the gap in right center field. Base hit. Rosarena is in to tie. Naylor crosses home. Luke Raley gives the Mariners a fourth-inning lead. It's 3-2.
He tries to throw that slider to Luke, and Luke is ready for it and pummels this ball into right center field.
First pitch, right field. Canzone twisted around. Gone! Sal Stewart slugs his team leading 21st and propels the Reds ahead.
Well, that is some kind of clutch hit by Sal Stewart. Looked like Bizzardo was trying to run that ball up and in, and he left it up and middle. And Sal Stewart does what Sal Stewart does.
A 2-out, 3-run jack to make it 5-3 Reds. In the air, left center. Bleday has it.
There we go.
And the Cincinnati Reds have their first ever series win in Seattle. They take down the Mariners 5-3 in the finale.
Next up, a big weekend series in Arlington against the first place Rangers. 4 games in 4 days. It starts on Friday. Go Mariners. We need to go at least 500 in Arlington just to let the Rangers know we're not going anywhere. That's going to be a big series. Starts tomorrow. To the scoreboard we go. If there's any good news, because the Mariners lost, well, the Rangers lost too. So the Mariners are still half a game behind Texas. Chicago beat them yesterday. The White Sox did 4-2. The Astros are now 2 games back. They're nipping right on the heels. They beat the Marlins 5-2. The Diamondbacks rolled over the Athletics 15-5, and the Cardinals beat the Angels, but everybody beats the Angels. The final there was 1-0. Pretty exciting game last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in Wenatchee. The Wenatchee Apple Sox took a 4-0 lead. The lefties from Port Angeles came all the way back to tie it at 4-4. They went to extra innings. Each team scored a run in the 10th inning to make it 5-5, but then in the bottom of the 11th, the Apple Sox pull off the victory 6-5. That is their 13th series victory of the year. That's good. They take on Port Angeles again tonight at 6:35. And here's your scoreboard for the West Coast League yesterday. They were supposed to play in Portland. That's the one score you don't see because they got smoked out. The air quality was too bad to actually play the game. Everybody else played. Bellingham beat Kelowna. Victoria over to Nanaimo. It was Kamloops over Edmonton. A lot of blowouts yesterday. Bend beat Corvallis. Walla Walla, a town so nice they named it twice. And Marion beat Ridgefield. And Wenatchee just keeps rolling right along like Old Man River. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 38 after the hour in Oman, it is Renaissance Day. So if you're watching in Oman, happy Renaissance Day for our fans watching online in Egypt. It is Revolution Day. In Papua New Guinea, it is National Remembrance Day. In Papua New Guinea, I'm sure they know of it. It's also Gorgeous Grandma Day today. I don't know who made that one up. But you scream, I scream, we all scream for vanilla ice cream. The base flavor, I think, of ice cream is vanilla. So Thomas Jefferson brought the vanilla ice cream recipe here to the States. He discovered vanilla while visiting France and said, hey, really good stuff. How do I get a hold of this? Vanilla is expensive. Vanilla is like the second most expensive spice in the world. Saffron is the most expensive. Vanilla is the second most expensive, but just a little bit of vanilla, as you know, goes a long, long way. So if you like vanilla ice cream, people say it's just plain, you know, that's the cool thing about vanilla ice cream. You can put stuff on it. You can put, you know, chocolate syrup or strawberry or butterscotch or whatever you want. So don't bemoan vanilla ice cream. I like it, but then again, what do I know? Well, what do I know? Happy anniversary to a significant day in the history of baseball, my favorite sport. On this date, 1962, 64 years ago today, pictured on your screen. Left to right is Ed Roush, Bill McKechnie, and there is Jackie Robinson alongside Bob Feller. Jackie Robinson, on this date of 1962, becomes the first African American to be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. If you've ever heard the song Black Day in July by Gordon Lightfoot, this is the event that sparked a pretty good song, but a pretty bad riot. The Detroit riots broke out on a hot, miserably muggy day in Detroit on this date in 1967. It began innocently enough. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning on July 23, 1967. The police department raided an unlicensed weekend drinking club in Detroit. They're called Blind Pigs on 12th Street in the African-American section of Detroit. They expected a few partiers inside, and instead there were 82 people having a big party because 2 local GIs from Vietnam were back from Vietnam. They threw a party. The police decided to arrest everybody, all 82 of them. They called the paddy wagons while they were arranging for transportation. This is very early in the morning on a Sunday. A bunch of people started milling about. It was hot and it was muggy. Nobody could sleep. The Detroit Police Department gathered all 82 people and stuck them in the paddy wagons and took them off to jail. In the meantime, people started to riot, started to bust open windows and steal stuff and loot stuff. And so they called out the Michigan State Police and the Wayne County Sheriff's Office and the National Guard. But by the time they got them all organized, it was too late and things started getting out of hand. This was a bad riot. Took a long time, too. 43 people lost their lives. 342 people were injured. 1,400 buildings burned. Black Day in July. The Detroit riots broke out on this date in 1967. Common sense tells us when we get on a passenger airplane, regardless of where we're going or how long the flight is or whether there's a stopover or not, we all like to think that the plane has enough gas to get to where it is supposed to go and maybe a little bit extra, just to be safe. That didn't happen on this date in 1983. As you look at that photo, I'll tell you exactly what happened. They were 41,000 feet in the air, flying between Montreal and Edmonton, and that's when Air Canada Flight 143 ran out of gas. When you run out of gas, you can still glide, and the pilots were incredibly talented. The actual pilot of the plane, in his spare time, would fly gliders, so he had a pretty good idea of what he needed to do. Of course, the biggest problem is you got one chance. If you blow the landing, you can't circle around again. You ain't got no gas. Can you imagine what it would have been like in the cabin if you're a passenger and you're in a jet at 41,000 feet and there's no sound at all? In Gimli, Manitoba, they had an old Air Force base, Canadian Air Force base, that had been abandoned, and they had turned it into a drag strip site because they had a 5-mile-long runway and they put a guardrail right down the middle of it. The pilot brilliantly was able to land the plane in the most remarkable circumstances. The landing gear, of course, had to lower because they had no engines. The landing gear lowered by gravity. The back landing gear went all the way down and locked into place, but the nose landing gear, going down by gravity, did not lock into place, which turns out it was a really good thing because the nose of the plane hit the runway and it provided enough friction to slow the plane down. Would not have happened if the actual landing gear in the front was intact. And he was able to use that little, that, what do you call that thing, that little strip there, to kind of, they landed the plane. No gas. But luckily, they made it. By the way, they fixed the plane and put it back in the air. I wouldn't fly on it if I were you. It's not like you can pull over to the gas station. 34 minutes after the hour, birthdays. We all remember him as Larry Bud Melman on Dave Letterman's original late night show in 1982 after he moved to CBS. NBC said you can't use the term Larry Bud Melman, that's intellectual property of NBC, so they just went back to his real name. Calvert DeForest was born in this state in 1921. Of course, his shtick was read the cue card. He didn't rehearse or anything. He would just read the cue card. If you go on YouTube and just type in Larry Bud Melman and Late Night with David Letterman, you'll get a good half hour's worth of laugh there. We miss Calvert DeForest, born in the state in 1921. Woody Harrelson is 65 years old today. 3 Academy Award nominations. He won an Emmy Award for playing, of course, Woody Boyd on Cheers. Woody Harrelson, he's good. He's also 65 years old today. Somebody should probably tell him. Saul Hudson celebrates birthday number 61. You know him as Slash. He's a really great guitarist. He was the guy behind Guns N' Roses, with all due respect to everybody else. It was Slash who carried the band. He was the driving force behind the band. And when he left the band pretty much imploded. Happy birthday, Saul. He's 61 years old today. And happy 58th to the glove, Gary Payton. Always, even though he did play for some other teams, he played for the Lakers. He won a world championship as a bench player for the Heat. Gary Payton, the glove, is 58, 13 years with the Seattle Supersonics. He still holds the Supersonics records for points, assists, and steals, and he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and he's doing everything he can to get NBA basketball back to the Emerald City. Happy 58th to the glove. How's your AC holding up? My air conditioner has been running, well, nonstop for about 6 weeks now. It might get a little break come early next week when we have the cool down. But in the meantime, if your AC isn't getting the job done, you might give Alpine Air a call, or better yet, get a whole new HVAC system. It's amazing what they're doing nowadays. Technology marches right along whether you like it or not. Going to take a break. Mike Magnotti has an opinion. And then once again, my conversation with Owen Barnhart, local musician, makes good. You want to see somebody on stage with a guitar and some great original music, you can see Owen tonight. He's opening for Jake Owen at the Town Toyota Center. That conversation is up next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Chelan PUD works hard year-round to reduce fire risk and provide dependable service for our customers. But when extreme fire weather is forecasted, we may resort to a public safety power shutoff, turning off power to a specific area in order to prevent fire. In this rare event, we'll keep you informed before, during, and after the shutoff. To stay prepared and check if you're in a PSPS zone, visit chelanpud.org/PSPS.
Slide and surf all summer long. Soundwave Saturdays, more than a surf park, it's the summer scene. Grab a drink and enjoy live music every Saturday in July and August. Slide Waters in Lake Chelan. Don't miss it.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion now. As a Facebook friend recently said that it was so sad that I allowed Trump to live rent-free inside my head. And I told him it wasn't sad at all, because I recently told my grandkids that when their children are taught about this incredibly whacked-out period in our country's history, when people not only elected a narcissistic megalomaniac rapist who enriched himself shamelessly at the expense of the people he was supposed to be serving, and their kids say, how come nobody stood up against him or said anything? My grands will be able to tell my great-grandkids, your great-grandpa did. And I won't be the only one. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that is my opinion.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Welcome back to the program on Thursday, July 23rd. This place will be rocking and popping with country superstar Jake Owen, who's coming here to the Town Toyota Center. It's a great get for the Town Toyota Center. Guy's had like a dozen #1 hits on the country charts. He's still making waves in Nashville, and wherever he goes, he's going to have this place cooking. And somebody's got to warm up the crowd, and it ain't going to be me. So instead, they brought in somebody with talent, Owen Barnhart, who's a lot more talented than I am, and I haven't seen you. This is funny. We're talking about this when we're setting up the cameras.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since way back in the old station orchestra days.
Back in the day.
When you played drums with Brian Costers and his band, and that was 2000, 2001?
Yeah, sounds about right.
By the way, they broke up. Spoiler alert there. So this is a cool thing for you. This is, from a professional standpoint, Owen, opening up for a guy like Jake Owen in front of your hometown crowd.
Absolutely.
This is cool. Are you already getting nervous? I mean, here we are. It's only like not quite July yet.
Yeah, there's some nerves there. It's more excitement though. Just I feel like I've got a good show to bring to open it up. And
they don't necessarily are contractually obligated to bring in an opening act, but our mutual friend G-Mac pulled some strings, and he said, this Owen Barnhart guy is pretty talented, and you are pretty talented.
Well, thank you. I'm grateful.
So you, when I first got to know Owen, this was a long time ago. You were a drummer.
Yep.
In there, but you don't really sit behind the skins much anymore.
Not so much anymore. I still have them set up at home, but I'm very fortunate to be singing and playing guitar about 5 days a week these days. So
this is your job. This is your profession.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For life, you're a lifer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fire is there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nothing I'd rather be doing.
And you're writing your own material?
Writing my own material and getting a lot of opportunities to tell the stories behind a lot of the songs that I write. I've done a lot of work with the events that Dennis Broughton and Mountain Music Productions have put on with the songwriter events. And
well, where can people find your music right now? Can they go to YouTube and type in Owen Barnhart and find some stuff, or what?
It's in the process of getting there.
Okay.
You can find all the info and some clips on owenbarnhart.com.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm working on recording some stuff right now. So
talk about the songwriting process. Do you just wait for inspiration, or do you sit down every day and say, I want to write a song, and you just start finding a chord progression or something?
It's such a weird process. I mean, some days there's a spark there and a song comes out. relatively quickly, and then other days I'll sit down and there's just nothing. But I try and grab my guitar and sing every day, and be open to an idea coming. But it's rare that it just kind of comes together naturally.
Some songwriters will sit there and write out some lyrics, and they like what they wrote. Gee, we got a verse, a chorus, and a middle eight. Now I got to put music to it.
Yeah.
Or some people just, here's the chords I want, and now I got to put the words to what I wrote.
I've always liked to put it together at the same time. It seems like if I get down one road with a melody, and then I have to add lyrics to it, or vice versa, it's more complicated. My brain just likes to kind of do it all together. So, but I'll be driving, I'll be in the shower somewhere, and I'll get an idea, and that's usually where something starts, and then. So I always have something ready to...
You don't shower when you're driving, right?
Not usually.
I believe that's a felony. Do you write exclusively on your guitar, or do you sit down and noodle on the keyboard every once in a while?
It's mostly guitar, or even just on a walk, I'll just be kind of humming a tune and then come home and grab a guitar.
Do you have something like... I know people who carry around who are songwriters, and when the inspiration hits them, regardless whether they're in the shower or driving a car or walking a loop, that they have they can pull it out, be it the phone or something, and they can say, okay, G major and they kind of walk their way through it so they don't lose it. They don't drive home and what the hell was it that was in my head? Do you have that
Absolutely.
That trick?
Voice memos on my phone is packed full of just little clips of ideas. So,
how many songs are you going to have prepped for the 23rd? You're going to be on stage for about half an hour?
Yeah, I've got 6 or 8 songs and a little bit of a story with them. And
just you?
Just me.
Just you?
Me and a guitar.
What's that like? Because you're going to have 4,700 eyes just on you, and I'm guessing maybe more than that when the time the sucker sells out.
Yeah. A few years ago, I would have been pretty daunted at the task, but I'm again just so fortunate to be able to play so frequently that being on stage is actually, it's a familiar, more comfortable place these days. So I'm excited for the opportunity.
When you're playing a winery or a gathering or anything where you are being paid to ply your trade, does it drive you nuts when somebody yells out, "Brown-eyed girl," or something like that?
I love when anybody wants to interact with the music or the musician, and so, yeah, I mean, there's a wide variety of stuff I'll hear, on any given night, but ultimately, if we're connecting with people, that's what
That's
matters,
the whole thing. And how do you know that? Because you got spotlights are on you, and you can't really see the audience. You can feel a vibe, but how do you know you're getting through? How do you know that song has touched that person in a way in row 7, seat 12?
Yeah, well, that's what's cool about this, like the wineries and the smaller tasting rooms, is everybody's kind of right there, and so you notice instantly if that guy, somebody connected with that lyric or whatever, and then it's. Once that happens, if you see that build, it's a beautiful thing. You made a difference somehow.
And I'm sorry I brought up the brown-eyed girl thing because a couple weeks ago I was at one of his shows and I yelled out Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto. That was my bad. How often do you? You said you're going to have about 6-7 songs, roughly,
something like that.
So just you and your guitar, but you do get Jake Owen's system, which is pretty nice indeed. Anything specific to the show, or is it just going to be Owen's best tunes?
I definitely would say these are my best tunes. I lost my hair when I was 9 years old. I have alopecia, and so I definitely have some songs not about the hair loss necessarily, but that's been part of this journey to being a full-time musician is, just finding a new way to connect with people after thinking for a lot of years when I was a kid that I didn't have a way through to connect with people, and so now through music I'm just grateful to be able to do that. So some of the songs are kind of that journey of
well, it's the personal songs that get to people more than anything else. I mean, you can sing about I don't have to buy shampoo, but what does that mean to people as opposed to this is what I've been going through since I was this little kid.
Yeah.
That's what gets to people. That's what gets the message
absolutely
across. So you think this might take you some places? I mean, you're doing just fine. You're a professional musician, and that's not an easy task. That's not an easy job at all to make a living at what you chose to do. But this might open some doors. People may have never heard of Owen Barnhart are going to go, that guy's pretty good.
Well, I mean, that'd be great. I try to live my life without getting too attached to outcomes or having too big expectations. And if it opens more doors, great. And if not, I'm glad for the opportunity either way. So
when you don't have the guitar in your hand and you're just being Owen, listening to other people's music, what do you listen to? What do you prefer? For who are your artists that you like?
That's a good question. I listen to a lot of country music, obviously, and I like a lot of bluegrass music and a lot of different styles. But I'm being a drummer originally. I get hooked by the rhythm and a lot of the sound textures. Like, I should have been a producer, honestly, because I geek out on how a song is put together and the different textures of sound, like a warm and a bright together, or like a clean and a raspy texture, and that's what really draws me in first, and a good melody.
Our mutual friend G-Mac, who's sitting just off camera, will tell you there's a difference between recording a song and making a record. Those are two entirely different things, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So OwenBarnhart.com?
OwenBarnhart.com.
I'm going there right now, and I'm clicking on it, and I'm going to see what?
There's a bunch of live clips from shows around town and in the area, and I have all my show dates up there for all of 2026.
So where you got the gig here on the 23rd of and you're going to meet Jake Owen, I'm assuming. What else you got? What's in the hopper so people can come see you all summer long and even in the autumn? What's on your itinerary? It's on the website, but if you want to fill me in, that'd be great.
For sure. I've got a lot of shows around Wenatchee area, Lake Chelan, a lot of the tasting rooms. I'll be down at the farmers market here on 4th of July down at Pybus. And what else do I have around here? I'll be up at Vindalak on, I believe, the 10th of July.
Can people book you through your website?
Absolutely.
You're your own booking agent?
I am. Yep.
Okay.
I wear a lot of hats.
So is there, when am I going to find when do I get to go to my local record store, doesn't exist, and buy an Owen Barnhart album?
Hopefully by the end of this year we'll have some stuff.
Self-produced, or you got some outside help coming in?
Probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah. I can do a lot at home, but I know my limitations at the same time, so yeah.
Well, one last question, we'll cut you loose. I know he's a busy guy, he's got songs to write. What's going through Owen Barnhart's mind, and more importantly, his heart, say 3 minutes before Brent Rhodes comes up on stage and introduces you? What's your thought process before you take, because this is about the biggest crowd you've played before. What's going on in your head and your heart 3 minutes before showtime?
Just gratitude and just taking it in and enjoying the opportunity, enjoying life, and just having fun.
This place has become kind of a music community, hasn't it, lately?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You can see music just about every night of the week.
I think the venues have a lot to do with that, too. There's a lot of places to play, and people are encouraged, the local talent, to get up and going.
It's a great music community, not just the musicians, but the venues themselves, and all the people involved are super supportive, and we work together. It's great.
Do people understand how much work it takes? Because it takes a lot of work.
Not usually, but that's okay. I mean, the connection at the end of the night is the main thing. So, hopefully we make an impact, and yeah.
Bring a bunch of $100 bills and throw them in Owen's guitar case while he plays, people. Let's help this guy out. Again, he'll be opening for Jake Owen on Thursday, the 23rd of July. Tickets are on sale right now. Don't get scammed. TownToyotaCenter.com. Type it in the URL code. Type it in the IP. If not, they might send you someplace else and charge you $200 for tickets. Tickets aren't $200, but this will sell out for Jake Owen. It's quite this is a great coup for you, and you're gonna do just fine.
Thank you.
And if you ever want a co-writer, I do great lyrics.
Let's do it.
So I just use a thesaurus. It's easier that way. Knock 'em dead, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to seeing you on the 23rd.
I appreciate it.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Somewhere behind these doors is a family member, often alone, taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's or some other disability, or providing care for a loved one who is not ill but only aging and no longer able to care for themselves. In the field of caregiving, this is the home front. For the home is where most Americans will live out their last days. Contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington for a variety of services including caregiving, meals, and medication help.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
All right, let's get right to it. We have a lot of things to touch on before we send you out the door here on this Thursday. First of all, red flag warning. Don't like these at all. Red flag warning is on right now until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. It is the 3 things that need to happen for a red flag warning to be issued. Hot temperatures, windy conditions. It's not windy right now, but it will get windy over the overnight hours tonight, and low relative humidity. So if you're in the pink area that you see on the screen, we are under a red flag warning until tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. Fire weather watch begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It goes until Saturday night for this area, or Saturday morning, I should say, for the area that you see on your screen. Again, this is from 11 o'clock tomorrow until 11 a.m. Saturday, that 24-hour period. And then the fire weather watch gets bigger, beginning at 11 a.m. Saturday morning through 9 o'clock on Saturday night. And on top of all that, we have a heat advisory. So what's going on is there is some cold, dry air that is approaching our area from the Gulf of Alaska. By the time we get to Saturday, it'll be here. As it moves eastward onshore, it's going to bring in some much cooler temperatures and some dry air. It's not bringing any precipitation with it. However, now we still have a chance. There's still some instability in the atmosphere, so we do have a slight chance of an afternoon thunderstorm during the hottest part of the day today. That would be between about 2:30 to about 6 o'clock today. There's just the slightest chance of that. AQI, it's getting a little better. Look at what happened in the early morning hours. We talked about this at the start of the show. At 2:33, it was good. It was fine. And then it just, in a matter of about 45 minutes, it just went from good up through moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups, right up to unhealthy. It's beginning to slide back down in the right direction. Right now, Soap Lake is leading the parade. Soap Lake is at 501. The AQI scale doesn't go any higher than 501. That's that purple dot that you see there. Antioch is at 265. In the hazardous range, just don't breathe it, TWISP. You're at 171. Quincy's at 159 here in Wenatchee, 152. Downtown Chelan, you're at 152 on the AQI scale. Hopefully that will improve as the day gets better, but we have a critical 72-hour period as far as the area wildfires. Cloudy and smoky this morning, and then sunny and smoky this afternoon, 99. Our high today, smoky tonight. The wind will start picking up a little bit overnight tonight. We'll get down to 69. Still hot on Friday, but we could have some cleaner air because we're going to start seeing some air movement in the upper atmosphere, which should clean the smoke out, and then we cool way down on Saturday. Bring it on. Provided the show isn't canceled, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.